Hello and good evening, YouTubers and Facebook fans. This is Trucker Gayasianmale here. I'm going to be reading you one of my favorite stories called The Raven by Edgar Allen Poe. Here goes. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as some of gently napping, rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitors," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was a bleak December, and each dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the tomorrow. Errantly I thought I sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow of the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never left before. So that now, to be still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor," entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor, entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping. So gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, hearing, doubting, dreaming dreams of no mortal have ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token. And to the only word there spoken was the whispered, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back to the word, "Lenore, Lenore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my souls within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what that is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, and with many, many flirt and flutter, in they stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not at least subsistence made be, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perch a bust a palace just above my chamber door, perch and sat, and nothing more. Then my ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of certainties I wore. Though my crest be shorn and be shaven, though I said, "Art sum up, craven, ghastly grim and ancient craving, wandering from this nightly shore. Tell me what thy burning name of this night's plutonium shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl of here discourse so plainly, though this answered little meaning, little reverency bore. For we cannot help agreeing to that no living human being ever yet was blessed with the singing bird above the chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above the chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lowly on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word did pour. Nothing further that he uttered, not a feather that he fluttered. 'Tis I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On this morrow he will leave me, as my hopes he have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is the only stuck and store, caught from the unhappy master whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster until the song's one burden bore, till the Jerdis of his hope that melancholy burden bore of nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself, linking fancy into fancy, thinking of this ominous board of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous board of yore meant in croaking nevermore. Then I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burn into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, within the hands of ease reclining, on the cushion's velvet lining on the lamplight gloated over. But those velvet violet lining in the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then the meltment of air grew denser, perfume from unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, by God who lent me, by the angels he has sent me, respite and nempeth from memories of Lenore. Quaff this nempeth, and this forgot this lost no nor. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or tempest tossed these here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me truly, I implore, is there a balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by the heavens that bends above us, by the God we both adore, tell me so, with sorrow laden, if within the distance aided, it shall clasp with the Satan maiden of whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp the rare and radiant maiden from the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word or sign in parting, bird or fiend, I shriek. Upstarting, get the back of my tempest and the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume of token of that lie soul hath spoken. Leave thy loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take the beak out of my heart and take it off from my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the placid bust of the palace just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming those his shadow on the floor, and my soul out of the shadow that is less floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Happy Halloween.